Welcome to Subramani. I wanted to talk to you about, do you have the attitude towards wealth? Because only when you have the right approach and mindset to wealth creation can you really create wealth. There are very many people who believe that they can't create wealth, and they can't. I'm just quoting a Henry Ford thing saying it's very, when he says if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. The mind is really a very powerful tool. So what is your attitude towards creating wealth for yourself and growing your money? And it can happen at any level. I have a servant who comes in and does odd jobs, and there was really not much work for her, in the sense that there was already one servant doing the work. So she comes in and says, look, I have half an hour every day to give it to you, and I will charge you 2,000 rupees a month for that. And in that period of time, you can get any work done through me. And that was a fantastic thing to come and tell a housewife, that for half an hour every day, there is somebody available to run errands for you. It could be any simple thing, cut vegetables, or take the vegetables which have come, put it in polythene bags, put it in the fridge, or clean the fridge, or anything like that. It is completely up to you. You get the walls cleaned, you get the ceiling cleaned, you get you get the bathroom cleaned, whatever you want to do, which is not part of the contract of the existing servant. It's fantastic to have an odd person like this. And what I liked her attitude was, she said, I want 2,000 per month. I want it paid directly into my account, and the minute you say, tell me the date on which you're going to pay me the money, and on that date I will convert it into a recurring deposit. And I thought that was an awesome mental attitude towards creating wealth. This had nothing to do with the amount of money she had. I'm sure there are people much richer than her who don't have this attitude that the minute the money hits the savings bank account, it should become a recurring deposit. Of course, I could have offered her, saying that why don't you put it into mutual funds, it will grow better, etc. But I had no heart to do that, not when the markets are not really cheap. So, but I liked her attitude. So she said, okay, I don't want to be paid on the 1st of the month. I want to be paid on the 10th of the month, but 10th of the month every month, right? So there were salaries which she was getting on 1st, there were salaries which she was getting on 7th, and she wanted this on 10th, and this was straight away going into a recurring deposit. I think this is good attitude. You see a lot of people with such attitude, and you see a lot of people who don't have this attitude. So only people who have this attitude are able to create wealth. And these are the people who look for all kind of opportunities. So they'll come to your house and say, this room is empty, do you want to give it on rent? I think that's a very aggressive way of looking at creating wealth. It's not that I have to listen to everybody who comes, but I keep looking to see whether this person has a wealth attitude, or does he have a income attitude. So I would think there are two attitudes. The income attitude people are the ones who say, no, I just need cash flow, I need this, and they would not even invest in equities, because they believe that they have fixed deposits, or they can get rent because there is cash flow available, right? But can you create a wealth mindset, and why should you create a wealth mindset? Because only by creating a wealth mindset can you create wealth for yourself. So money making has to be, you have to see what to combine and what else to do. Can I do a side business? Do I have to create a good equity portfolio, get dividends from it? Do I buy property and try to get rent from it? Whatever side gig or whatever you want to do, side gig I should have said, those are the things that you have to answer. So is it possible to develop a strong money mindset or a wealth mindset? The answer is yes. When you buy a house, which is, I saw one student who had done that. He had bought a 3 BHK and he was just 22 years of age. Of course, it was being funded by his father, and I asked him, why do you have a 3 BHK? He said, it's very simple. I live in one room, and other 1 or 2 rooms I give it out on rent. And if somebody from my family were to come, they could share my bedroom, because during the day we would not be using the room anyway. So my father is likely to come, and we would share this. And the rent that I get from these 2 guys who are going to use the other rooms, or actually he was looking for 4 people. He said, I don't mind if I have 2 girls or 2 boys, but they have to share the room. and the hall was given out, and that's his attitude towards creating wealth for his family. So he was getting rental income, which was enough for his college fees and other expenses to be met. And the same guy also bought a car which was much bigger than what he needed. How many 22-year-olds will need to buy a big car? So he had a big car. So when I asked him, why do you have a big car? So he said, I like to drive big cars, and I'm going to get an Ola license for it. And so he was using it as an Ola premium taxi, and he was making money. Right, attitude. Just 22 years, just or 20, maybe just 20 years, still a student studying, doing engineering and planning to do an MBA. He said, I want to see how much of it can be funded by driving. And driving the bigger car, the EMI was completely and more than comfortably met by his Ola driving that he was doing. So yes, that is an attitude. Now the question is, can you create this attitude? So if you have to create that attitude, what do you have to do? I think first of all you have to think long term in life, because a share which today looks like a growth share will give very good dividends after maybe 10 years. So if you don't have that attitude of being the long term, you will say, I want my cash today, now, this very minute, and unfortunately you will pay tax on that. So that's not a very sensible thing to do. So have a long-term view on your portfolio creation, and by portfolio creation I mean anything which will create wealth. It could even be housing, it could be equities, it could be whatever it is, right? You also realize that you deserve what you earned, and you are not going to get anything more than that. You are not that entitled generation who says, oh, this, my father has to give me this and my parents have to give me that. No, that's not going to happen. You really deserve what you earned, and you actually believe that you are meant for better things in life. You have a wealth attitude, you have a wealth mindset. You buy things of value. You sit down and look at the value. You look at a camera which is expensive and tell yourself, this camera is good, it's fantastic, the lens is fabulous, but I am not going to use it more than 2 times in a year or 3 times in a year. So yes, it has a price, but I don't see any value in it at this point in time, because I've got other things to do. That's fine, but you don't spend or you either spend or don't spend not on the basis of what others will think. You do it on the basis of you need it, you're going to use it, it is useful, therefore you're going to buy. And this could include a vacation, it could include a camera, it could include a yacht, for all I care, right? For everything, before you buy, you ask for it, is it got value? And am I going to derive value from it, right? Both are important. So you're constantly looking whom to connect, how to leverage, how to combine things, right? So some kind of a leverage of contacts, leverage of maybe even money, right? You want to do maybe you want to do an F&O, right? Whatever you want to do. So but you're constantly looking for opportunities. You're also realizing that the less that you spend now, greater will be the power of compounding. So even if your money were to grow at 10% and you invested in 2020 or 2021, let's say almost say January 2022, you know that if they have not spent that money is going to compound for the maybe next 50 years if you're just 30 years of age. So next 50 years compounding. So when you're spending money, you're very careful and frugal, and largely saying, I value my financial freedom more than this piece of money which I want to spend now, right? So you understand that you want to do tax optimization, you want to make sure that you're paying just the minimum possible tax, not that you're trying to avoid it legally, but just trying to say, if I create more wealth through growth, there will be no tax till I withdraw, whereas if I create more wealth through dividend, I will be paying more tax. So this is again optimization of taxation. So you will do all this and create a greater wealth mindset. And once you create a greater wealth mindset, nobody is going to be able to stop the wealth being created by you, right? Then you will hear all this law of attraction, affirmation, and all that you will hear. And basically, yes, you will get into creating wealth. And you will keep on putting effort towards creating wealth, and creating wealth becomes something enjoyable, so you have fun doing it. So you will continue to do compounding, you will continue to earn good wealth, create wealth for yourself, simply because you enjoy the process. That improves and strengthens your mindset even further. your attitude towards wealth is important to create wealth. Without that, you can't. Thank you.